The first sign that this future coach was going to be successful in hockey occurred at an early age. Growing up in Nipigon during the 1950s, it didn't matter there was no organized hockey for a young 5-year-old. He just practiced with the Pee Wee team until he was old enough to play. Once in the organized leagues, he quickly made his presence known, advancing through the minor ranks as a standout, claiming MVP awards and leading his teams to league titles. Following time with the Niprock Ranger Juniors and a season of high school hockey in Winnipeg, his talents earned him a spot on the Junior A Charlottetown Islanders. And it was while in PEI he contributed to one of the best Junior A seasons for that province, making it to the 1971 Centennial Cup Final. Asked to try out for the New York Islanders, he eventually made his way to the pro ranks with the Cape Cod Cubs of the Eastern League, adding the 1972-73 Central Division season title to his growing record of success. Following a season with the Muskegon Mohawks of the International League in 1974, he decided to return to Lakehead University and continue his educational pursuits. And while back in Northwestern Ontario, he played hockey for the Nor'westers and spent time coaching young players. Upon graduation in 1978, he and his then-girlfriend made their way overseas, embarking on the next phase of their lives. Armed with the hockey skills he had developed as a player and the good coaching knowledge acquired from such Hall of Fame coaches as Hank Ackervall and Dave Siciliano, he soon found himself in Great Britain, a part of the world known more for their golfers and footballers than their hockey players. Over the course of the next 25 years, he helped build the British ice hockey program through an impressive coaching and administrative career. His first foray into British ice hockey took place in Edinburgh, where he joined the Murrayfield Racers. After just one season, he found himself taking on the dual role of player-coach. Throughout his time with the club, they claimed the Northern League and Icy Smith Cup in 1979, 80, and 81, and the Northern Autumn Cup in 1979 and 80. Moving behind the bench permanently, he led the Racers to the British Championship playoff finals in 1984 and 1985. Next team to benefit from his coaching abilities was the Nottingham Panthers, which he led from 1985 through 1992. In no time at all, he made his presence known, with the team claiming the Norwich Union Trophy. In 1989, he took the team all the way to the top, winning the British Hockey Playoffs. His successes saw him named the British Ice Hockey Writers Association Coach of the Year in 1987 and 1989. Moving over to the Sheffield Steelers midway through the 1993 season, he guided that team to promotion from Division I all the way to the playoffs the following season. It was around this time that he called upon a fellow Northwestern Ontario hockey product and Nor'western teammate to join him on the journey, as he recruited Clyde Toole from Dryden to serve as the head coach of the Steelers while he took on the general manager duties. Turned out to be a wise decision. In 1994-95, the Steelers won the first of what would be consecutive British Championship playoff titles. Leaving the Steelers following the 1997-98 season, he spent time with the Newcastle River Kings before rejoining the Panthers for a couple of seasons as the Director of Hockey Operations. In 2001, the newly formed Newcastle Vipers tapped his coaching expertise for 3 seasons. Throughout his time in Great Britain, Alec would often call upon players and administrators from North America, and particularly Northwestern Ontario, to contribute their talents to an ever-growing hockey scene. As a result of these efforts, the game became a little more defensive. That was a hit with the fans. In Sheffield, the rink went from having crowds of 300 to 8,000, rivaling cricket and rugby. The rise in popularity also added to the growth of participation in hockey among younger players. When the British Ice Hockey Association decided it was time to send a team back to the World Championships, they looked to Alec, and the results were impressive. They won Pool D in 1990, Pool C in 92, and Pool B in 1993. That success earned them entry into Pool A, traditionally reserved for hockey powerhouse countries like Canada and Russia, a position Great Britain hadn't been in over 30 years, and which Alec had led them to in just 4. For all that he did for the sport of hockey in Great Britain, this outstanding coach and hockey administrator was inducted into the British Ice Hockey Hall of Fame in 1995. And that same year, his hometown also acknowledged just how proud they were of him, with the Nipigon Elks retiring his number 9 jersey. And that girl that he went over to Scotland with, well, she became his wife. And in 2004, along with their daughter Alexandra, decided to return home to Northwestern Ontario. To get a sense of the legacy this outstanding coach and sports administrator left behind, British hockey writers described him as one of the most successful coaches of domestic hockey in the modern era, and arguably the most successful Great Britain national team coach ever. Pretty impressive for a kid from a small town in northwestern Ontario.